Hello everyone, welcome back on BSSD lecture classes. So this is the second C programming quiz, and in this video we will discuss about for loop problems. So how for loop problems work, like we will see here. Okay, so let's start from the quiz part. After that we will also see the solution of these problems. Okay, so I will give 35 seconds for each question. In 35 seconds you have to try the question by your own, and after that you can move to the next question. Okay, so let's start. First question is this, and here the problem you can see is based on for loop. So this okay, here you can see I have used the for loop. Okay, and inside this is for loop, and inside this for loop I am just printing one statement. Only one statement is there inside the for loop, so I am trying to print this statement. Now use one variable I, and I have assigned value to that variable. According to that you have to check how many times it will print this statement, or it will print this statement or not. Okay, so you have to check what will be the output of this program. Question is this. uh, so next question is also for loop, and here also I'm printing this statement, value of integer I in %d loop. Okay, so here at place of first %d it will print the first variable value, which is I plus 1, and at the second %d place it will print the value of I. Okay, so you have to check what will be the output of this program. I will give 35 seconds for this as well. Okay, so try to solve this. Now let's see the third question. Third question, I have changed the value of I here, you can see, and the operation which we have applied on I variable is also different. So now you can solve this problem as well. You have 35 seconds for this. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Here you can see the inside for loop first statement is missing. So what will happen if the statement is not given? You have to check this. Okay, I will explain all programs after the quiz part. Okay, so don't to worry, just try to solve. Okay, if you can solve then it's good, if not then I will explain. this. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Next question, here you can see the initialization statement is all missing, and as well as here I have used the decrement operator, but it is pre-operator. Okay, so what does it mean? I will explain this, but please try it first by your own. Okay, let's move to the next question. I think this is the last question of our quiz part. Here two statements are missing, one first and second. So please check what will be the output of this question, and you can do one thing. You can comment your answers in the comment box before moving to the solution part. So after that you can check that your output is correct or not, and the logic which you have applied is also you can check. Okay. So let's move to the next solution part. So this is the solution part. The first question here, let me select a pen here. Here this is the first statement. Okay, in first statement what we are doing, in first statement we are declaring variable I as the integer variable, and we are assigning value 0 to that variable. So from first statement we get that value of I is 0. Okay, after that we will go to the for loop. There are three statements. First is I is equals to 0. This is called the initialization statement. Second is I is less than 10. This is called condition statement. And third is I plus plus. Okay, so this is called the updation. How for loop works, we already have discussed these things. So here we'll start from first statement. What we get from first, we get that I is equals to 0. After that, inside for loop, for the first expression will give you the value again. The first expression is assigning value 0 to that variable I. So from first statement also we get that value of I is 0, so the value was already 0, it will not change. After that we will go to that next is we will go for I is equals to I is less than 10. Here you can see I is less than 10. So from this condition we are checking that the variable value I is less than 10 or not. So value of I is 0. So we are checking that I 0 is less than 10 or not. So the condition is true. Yes, 0 is less than 10. The condition is true. When the if the condition is true, then we will go inside the for loop and will execute all the statement which exist between these curly braces. Okay, so there is only one we have only one statements inside for loop with using this statement, what we are doing, we are just printing the statement a value, that value of integer I in a loop percent d. At place of this percent d we are printing the value of I plus 1, and at place of second percent d we are printing value of I. So at first place it will print value of I plus 1, and at second place it will print value of I. Okay, so when we go inside the for loop, it will print this string statement exactly like as we have given. Okay, so it will print value of integer I in loop, and at place of %d here. Okay, at place of %d, what it will print? At %d, it will print value of I plus 1. So here we can see a value of I was is 0. So here 0 plus 1, it will print 0 plus 1, which is 1. So value of I plus 1 is what? Is 1. So at place of first %d, it will print one value. Okay, it will give you 1. And at place of second %d, it will print the value of I, which is 0. Okay, here you can see 0, so it will print 0 here. So what exactly you are getting? The first output you are getting that you will get value of integer I in loop. Here the value of I plus 1 was 1, and value of I was 0. So it will print value of integer I in loop 1 is 0. Now when after that, okay, after printing this statement, we will go to this increment statement and will increment the value of I by 1. So value of I was 0. Okay, value of I was 0. Now we are incrementing value of I by 1. So now the value of I will become 1, and after that incrementing value, we will go to the condition part again and we'll check that I is less than 10 or not. So value of I is 1, which is less than 10, then again the condition gets true. Okay, the condition gets true, so it will go inside that for loop. Okay, it will go inside for loop, and again it will print this statement. So it will print value of I in loop. Here it will print value of I plus 1. So value of I is 0, so I plus 1 would be 2, and at place of I, it will print the value of I, which is 1. So it will print 1 here. So now next statement, you will get value of integer I in loop 2 is 1. Similarly, when it will print all values, like third one, what it will print? Third one is after printing the second statement, it will again go here and it will increment value of I by 1. So value of I was before the value of I was 1. After that it will increment it by 1, so now value will become 2. Okay, and after that it will check that value of I is less than 10 or not. Yes, so then it will go inside that for loop and will check the it will print this statement. So now what it will print? It will print value of I, value of integer I in loop 3 is 2. Okay, because value of I is 2, so it will print at place of first %, it will, sorry, second place, it will print value of I, and value of I is 2 here, so it will print 2, and at place of I plus 1, it will print 2 plus 1, which is 3. Okay, next after that again it will go here and will check that I plus 1. Here I plus I plus plus, it will increment value of I by 1. So now the value of I will become 3, and it will here it will go to the condition part and check that 3 is less than 10 or not. So yes, it is true. After that it will go inside the for loop and check that the value of inside for loop, it will execute this statement and it will print this statement that value of integer I in loop 4 is 3. So how it is printing 4 here? Because the value of I we get 3, and after that we are printing I plus 1. So I plus 1 would become 3 plus 1, which is 4, and at place of I it will print 3. Similarly, this is for next one, it will increment value of I. Now value of I will become 4, and it will check that 4 is less than 10. Yes, again it will print value of I plus 1 as 5 and value of I as 4. Okay, so 5 for I plus 1 and 4 for I. Again after that it will go to and increment the value of I by 1. So now the value of I will become 5. So after that it will go and check the condition of I. So yes, 5 is less than 10, so 5 is less than 10, so it will again go inside the for loop and print this statement. So at place of I plus 1 it will print 6, and at place of I it will print 5. Now again it will go to that I plus 1 statement and will check the increment the value by 1. So now the value would become 6, and again it will check the 6 is less than 10. So yes, it so after that it will go inside the for loop and will print the value of I plus 1 as 7 and the value of I as 6. Okay, so after that when it will stop, when the value of I, okay, after that it will for when value of I is 7, then also this condition is true. When we get value of I as 8, okay, then also this condition would be true and it will print this value. When we get value I as 9, then also the condition is true, as 9 is less than 10, then it will go inside that for loop and will print value of I as 9 plus 1 and the value of I as 9. So it will print value of integer I in loop 10 is 9. Now what will happen when the value of I is 9? After that it will go to that increment here and will increment value of by 1. So when if we get a value of I as 9, now it will increment value by 1, so it will become 10. Okay, after that it will go to that condition part and check that 10 is less than 10 or not. So 10 is less, it will check that 10 is less than 10, so this condition becomes false. Okay, 10 is not less than 10, so it will not go inside that for loop and will not execute this statement, and it will execute this return 0 wala statement, and the final output which you get is this. Okay, so this is the second question, and here we will see the solution of second. So here you can see this is similar question like first one. Here we are assigning 0 value to that integer variable I. Okay, so from this statement value of I becomes 0. After that we are going inside the for loop, and here first statement initialization, again we are initializing variable I with 0 value. So from this statement what we get I is equals to 0. After that we are checking the condition that is I is greater than equals to 10. So value of I is 0 and we are checking that it is greater than 10 or it is greater than, oh sorry, equal to 10. So no, it is neither greater than 10 nor equal to 10. So this statement becomes false in first check only. So after that it will not go to inside that for loop, and it will go outside this for loop and execute this statement. So you, in output you will get nothing. So what is the result for this program is no output, you will get nothing. Let's see to the next third question. Third question, you can see from first statement what we are doing. From first statement we get the value of I as 0. Okay, so value of I is 0 from first statement. After that inside for loop we again initialized the variable with value 15. So from this statement what we get, value of I will be become 15 now. After that we will go to the condition part. Here we will check that 15 is greater than equal to 10. Yes, 15 is greater than equal to 10, it is greater than 10. So the condition becomes true here, and it will go inside that for loop and will print the statement like value of integer I in, here we are printing value of I plus 1. Okay, so value of I is 15 here. Value of I is 15. So at place of I plus 1, it will print 16. And loop is exactly, it will print like this only. And at place of %d, now it will print value of I. Value of I is 15, so it will print 15 here. So what statement you will get? You will get value of, what you will get? You will get value of I in 16th. Okay, this is the I plus 1 value. Loop is 15. This is value of I. Okay, similarly in second, next what it will go after that, executing printing this statement, it will go to this decrement statement and will decrement value of I by 1. So now the value become 14. Now value of I will become 14, and after that it will go to that condition part and will check that 14 is greater than equal to 10. Yes, it is greater than equal to 10. The value of 14 value is greater than 10, so the condition becomes true again now. And again we will print this statement. Now the %d means I plus 1. So the value of I here is 14. So at place of I plus 1, it will print 15 now. Okay, you can see we are decrementing value of I, so it will, at place of I, it will print 14. After that again it will go that decrement part and will check that condition is true or not. So when we now again we decrement value of I by 1, then it will become 13. Okay, and 13 is greater than 10. Yes, so it at place of I plus 1, it will print 14. Okay, so next you will get, what you will get, value of integer I in 14 loop is 13. Now again we will go at decrement part statement and will decrement value of I by 1. So now the value of I will become 12 and will check the condition part, 12 is greater than equal to 10 or not. So 12 is greater than 10. So after that, that condition becomes true, and we will execute this statement part here. Okay, this printf statement, and again we are printing the statement. So what it will print? It will print value of I in loop in 13 loop is 12. Okay, after that again it will go to that decrement part and will decrement value of I by 1. Now value of I will become 11, and it will check that 11 is greater than equal to 10. So 11 is greater than 10. Yes, so again it will print to that value of integer I in 12. 12 is the value of I plus 1. Okay, so loop is 11 and value of I is 11, so it will print 11 here. After that again it will go to the decrement part and will decrement value of I by 1, and now the value of I will become 10. Okay, so after here again it will check that 10 is greater than equal to 10. So here the equal sign is there, so this condition becomes true again, and it will print this statement that value of integer I in 11 loop is 10. Okay, uh, after that what will happen? It will go to that decrement part and will decrement value of by 1. So now the value of I will become 9, and after that it will check the condition that 9 is greater than equal to 10. So 9 is less than 10. Okay, so this condition becomes false, and after that it will print nothing. So this is the final output of this program. Okay, so you can check your output and you can verify what you are getting. Okay, so let's move to the next question. Next question is here, is this here, in first statement I am initializing I with value 15. So from first statement now I am getting value 15. So from first we are getting value of I as 15. Okay, after that we are checking inside for loop the initial condition, initialization condition is missing, but it will not make any difference in this condition, because we have already initialized value of I here. So value of I we have as 15. Now here we will go to that condition part and we'll check that value of I is greater than 15 or greater than equal to 10 or not. So value of I is 10. So again it will check that it is greater than 10 or not. Okay, so condition is true. Now here you can see that I have initialized variable here. Okay, so it doesn't matter that you initialize variable inside that for loop or not. If you have already initialized this variable outside that for loop, then it's fine. It will take this value as a value variable I. Okay, so from this statement you will get a value of I as 15, and the value of I is not initialized inside the for loop. There is no wrong. This question is not wrong. If you will see that there is no condition, then you mark it as wrong, or you will get error. No, you will not get any error for this condition. Okay, if there is no initialization condition inside for loop, but you have already initialized the variable before that for loop, then it's fine and you will not get any error for this. Okay, after that you will check this condition. This is similar condition as you have done before in the second question, so you will get the same output here. Okay, as question second. The only difference is that I have what in second question I have also printed the value of I plus 1. Okay, here I am just printing value of I. There is no variable I plus 1, so I am just printing values of I variable. Let's see the next question. So this is the final result of this program. Next question is this. Okay, so here from first statement again I'm getting value 15. Okay, from first statement value of I is 15. After that inside that for loop, that initialization condition again is missing. So actually you have already initialized the variable here, and you get the value of I as 15, and you can see there is no initialization condition, but after that you will check the condition part. Here you can see the condition is that I is greater than equal to 10 or not. So this question are similar like the previous one, but difference is that in the previous one I have used the post decrement, but here I have used the uh, pre-increment. Okay, when the condition becomes true, it will go inside that for loop and will print the value of this statement. Okay, after that it will go to that part, and here it will decrement the value of I first. Okay, so a value of I will become 14, and after that it will go to that part. So here also you will get the same answer as the previous one. Next question is this. Here you can see two statements are missing: initialization and the condition. Both statements are missing. So let's see what difference you will get in the output. From first statement, what you get from first, you get value of I as 15. Okay. After that you will see there is no initialization condition, then we will go to move to the next and here we will check the condition part. As there is no condition, so no need to check the condition. We will go inside the for loop and will print this statement. Okay, so here this statement will print exactly like it has given, and in place of percentage it will print value of I as 15. After that it will go and will increment value of I. Okay, so here we are incrementing value of by 1, so now the value of I will become 16. Again there is no condition part, so again it will not check any condition. I will go inside that for loop. Okay, so it will print 16 here. After that it will go to that increment part and will increment value of I by 1, and now check the condition as there is no condition given. Okay, so then again it will go and execute this statement. As there is no condition part, it will not check the condition, and continuously it will execute this statement. Okay, and here you can see we are incrementing the value of I. So I will never become 0 from this statement, and that means this for loop will execute infinite times. Okay, because if the value becomes 0 here, okay, if a value of I becomes 0, then only this condition becomes false, because the condition is nothing but if you get 0, then this condition becomes false, as we consider 0 value as false value in C programming. So this condition here, you operation is increment. We are incrementing value of I, so you will never get well I value as 0, so it will execute infinite times. Okay, let's see the next question. Okay, first see the result of this. This is the infinite loop. So if you like this video, then please do like, share, comment and subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you, bye bye.